Haven't you always wondered what it was that certain men, great men, had that made them successful in their life, business, and relationships? You've probably heard and understood that the men who get the most out of life, the most women, money, success, achievement, respect, and overall life satisfaction, those men were of a slightly different breed. They have a certain presence about them. They have some innate character quality that allows them to have a strong masculine presence, fully live their purpose, be fearless, and have the confidence to go after whatever they desire. I want to show you how to become that man, but first we need to understand how man got to where we are now. So, the state of man in 2015. All right, so I've studied and interviewed over 200 of the world's most successful men in the areas of health, wealth, relationships, and personal growth and masculinity. I'm a master life coach under Dr. Steve Jones and have coached hundreds of men since 2012. And I've been wrestling with not only the question of what makes a man, but how did man get to where we are today? And I've come to the conclusion that men are a dying breed in society today. I look around and I see adults, yes, but I don't see men, real men. What's happened in our society that has caused this tragedy? Let's take a look. Well, in the 1950s, the men were tough. They liked football, worked hard manual labor, were aggressive, never cried, and were considered to always be the provider no matter what the circumstance. And this makes sense since these men were raised during the Great Depression and fought in World War II, the greatest generation. Then in the 60s, another kind of man appeared. The violence and confusion of the Vietnam War made men question whether they knew what a man really was. If manhood was fighting for your country, then many men didn't want anything to do with it. The feminist movement arose and men began to pay more attention to women in a new way and embrace feminism, which has continued to this day. Men since this time have become more thoughtful, softer, and more gentle. It is not wrong for a man to express feminine energy, but I feel that it's just off balance today and entrapping the masculine deep inside the man. In the 1970s, the soft male was born, who carried a gentle attitude toward life in their whole being and style of living. He wanted nothing to do with war or international affairs, but many of these men were not happy and struggled to find a sense of identity with themselves, and even still to this day. Ironically, you see these types of men who had strong women who radiate that masculine type of energy. Go figure. There were even bumper stickers that read at the time, "Women say yes to men who say no," obviously rewarding men who refused the draft during the latter stages of the Vietnam War. In the 80s, divorce rates reached its peak at 52%, leaving children to be raised by their mothers and school teachers. Fathers were only present for a few days out of the month in the occasional holidays. And for the married families, the father worked 30 to 50 miles away, oftentimes from home, so by the time he would get off work, his children would be asleep or he'd be way too tired to pay attention to his son's growth as a man. This left the boy to learn how to become a man on his own or with other boys of his own age. This trend continued into the 90s, and while the feminist movement had made significant strides, men found themselves in a position where women no longer needed men for financial stability. Women, for the first time in history, were graduating from a 4-year college and getting jobs in massive numbers that paid them more than enough to live independently. According to the National Bureau of Economic Research, in 1960 there were 1.6 males for every female, and in 2003 there were 1.35 females for every male who graduated from a 4-year college. And the National Center for Education and Statistics says that by 2019, it will be 1.5 females to every 1 male graduating from a 4-year college in the United States. Men found themselves in a position where being a provider was not enough to attract women since women could provide for themselves. What attracted women to men was that masculine energy, which very few men know how to express since it's been repressed by society for decades. In the late 90s and early 2000s, more men found themselves unable to attract women, and the advent of the internet led to the birth of the pickup industry, which was an attempt to help men improve their dating lives. For a man to dress up in a top hat, paint his fingernails, and use routines to attract women shows you just how fucked up things really were. The so-called pickup industry, for the most part, has settled down today and is now evolving into a healthy branch of self-help for men. Looking back at the last 50 years, we can now better understand why the divorce rate is north of 50%, real men are a dying breed in society, repression of masculinity in society for decades, and also 2/3 of men watch porn frequently. Men find it difficult to date women or express their sexual desires around women. So this is causing men, overall, men are lacking a sense of identity. Boys are learning how to be men from other boys, not their fathers, not more experienced men, not their elders like they have for centuries and centuries in the past. Men work jobs they hate. The inability to overcome fear and procrastination and being lazy. It's a lack of assertiveness and drive. But look, it's not your fault. It's a societal and systemic issue happening not only in the United States, but around the world. The key word, how to be a man, brings up 1.97 billion search results in Google. You can check that out for yourself. The keyword, how to be a man. Yet, there is hope. You are not alone on this journey. You can overcome this and become the man you want to be. Instead of ignoring these challenges, you can proactively work on this area of your life. So you will be able to live in the now, live your purpose, live your adventure, and awaken the man that lies within you. One thing that really holds us back in life as men is we seek the approval of others, especially our parents. We want to please them because we love them, but it does not mean that we should go against our own desires and dreams. I have a challenge for you. This will be hard and it's a little harsh to say, but I want you to live as if your parents were gone. What would you do? Would this free any career obligations? How would this change your life? I want you to live this way as the first step to reclaiming your personal power so that you live and act from your core. You see, I really want to show you how to become more alive, unabashedly masculine, purposeful, confident, and to live a carefully chosen life full of integrity. I want to help you find your deepest truth and to live that every damn day. You see, I've been on this mission for like 8 years doing just that, and after 200 plus interviews, becoming a master life coach under Dr. Steve Jones, countless live events, thousands of dollars, retreats, coaching sessions, I've found a few things that I would tell my former self who was searching for his truth. So I would start off with number 1, take care of the most important person in the world. You know who that is, you. By trying to please everyone, you end up pleasing no one, including yourself. Does this sound familiar, this scenario? With your smart friends, you talk about life, spirituality, and big ideas, and even books. With your sporty friends, you talk about sports and the latest trends, what's going on, who's injured. With guys at the bar, you kind of just cuss, your language chases, you kind of hit on girls, or you at least pretend like you're trying to, and you say dirty jokes. Underneath it all, you're not sure who you really are, or if anyone would actually like you for who you are. You're surrounded by other people, yet you feel isolated and alone. Oftentimes you focus on external things outside of yourself to gain the validation of others, such as having an attractive woman, a nice car, a nice house, nice clothes, jewelry, watch, glasses, or some sort of skill like martial arts, playing the instrument, or lifting weights. Guys will often attach their identity and worth to these external things and use them to convince others that they are of value. Look at what I have. Look at what I can do. Look at what I have attained. And without these things, guys don't know what else about themselves would possibly make anyone like or even love them. The attachment to external things makes them feel valuable, needed by others, and loved. Trying to please your parents, friends, women, and putting others first over yourself is a recipe for an unhealthy life full of internal struggle. When you seek others' validation, you give others the power to set the tone and direction of the relationship. Frankly, I just want you to take care of yourself more. Don't feel bad about investing in yourself or taking some time to discover yourself, your passions, and purpose in life. You should feel really good about taking care of yourself because it's the only thing that's really going to make you happy. Look, I've read 100 books on how to be happy, or I can sum it up in 4 words for you. Happiness comes from within. You need nothing else but yourself to be happy. Look, if you did not care what other people thought of you, how would you live your life differently? And that leads me to the next big thing. Number 2, make your needs a priority. People hide their needs from a young age thinking that if they don't have any needs, they won't cause anyone any trouble. Yet the problem is that everyone has needs that need to be met. And when you hide them, this creates internal pain and struggle. And by hiding your needs to appear non-needy, this often means that you are extremely needy. To feel like you're running around pleasing everyone around you and trying to appear like you have no needs and wants, then people will simply ignore your needs and wants because that is what you're communicating. This is not about becoming selfish or a self-centered man. No, this is about respecting and valuing yourself as a human being. Everyone deserves this basic level of respect. Many guys have gone all of their lives sacrificing themselves in order to be liked, to be loved, in order to survive in society. So if you're going to recover, you must focus on learning to put yourselves first and make your needs a priority. So it's human, it's healthy, and it's mature to have your needs met and to value yourself. Now, once you've taken care of yourself and you've made your needs a priority, it's really time to start reclaiming your power. And that's number 3. There's a common belief that if I do good, then I will be loved, get my needs met, and have a problem-free life. However, this paradigm produces the opposite of what is desired. It guarantees nothing but feelings of never-ending powerlessness. And by do good, quote unquote, I mean playing it safe, trying not to rock the boat, controlling and manipulating others, avoiding problems in difficult situations or conversations, repressing emotions. Your power is your ability to be confident that you can handle whatever happens in life. To be able to say, I got this, no matter the circumstance. The most important aspect of reclaiming personal power and getting what one wants in life is to surrender. Yes, that's right, surrender. This isn't about giving up, it's about letting go of what one cannot change and changing what one can. This is a mature level of power. It's not about having 100% control over everything in your life, but about being able to confidently navigate yourself through the struggles, the ability to keep going. Letting go doesn't mean you're not caring or not trying. Letting go simply means letting it be and freeing yourself from the outcome, enjoying the process as is. Instead of viewing life as, why is this happening to me? Take it as an opportunity to view challenges as an opportunity for growth. What can I learn from this situation? How can I benefit from this? Think about one challenge you have which you initially resisted but now view as an opportunity for learning and growth. This is real power since you can never lose because you've already surrendered the outcome. Now let's touch on the most confusing topic to man. Number 4, discovering your masculinity. I've got news. It's okay to be a guy. Many men have come to believe that they have to hide or eliminate any negative male traits and become what they believe women want them to be. A nice guy, right? This strategy seems like it would work on paper if you want to be loved, get your needs met, and have a problem-free life. You see, men are often disconnected from other men and their own masculinity in addition to being dependent on the approval of women. Aspects of masculine energy are strength, discipline, courage, passion, persistence, and integrity. Masculine energy also represents the potential for aggressiveness and brutality, which most men view as negative and avoid showing. Many guys believe that by withholding the darker side of their masculine, that they will win the approval of others, especially women, because that's what they want, right? But this really causes 2 problems. When a man hides this energy, he also loses his sexual assertiveness, his drive, competitiveness, his ego, and power. Number 2, it is actually the darker side of a man that women are biologically attracted to. She wants to see the darker side. She really does. So by repressing your masculine energy, you actually lose your gifts. I'm not telling you to become some arrogant asshole. I'm telling you to correct the balance of masculine and feminine energy. Both are valuable. Too much of one will cause internal struggle and loss of self-identity. The first step to tap into your masculine is to connect with other men, especially older, more experienced men that you look up to as a role model. Connecting with men is essential for reclaiming masculinity. It is going to take work and time to connect with other men, so consider going out and doing things like joining a sports team, local gym, discussion groups, men's groups, game nights, fishing, barbecue, just anything, really, to surround yourself with older, more experienced men. Another benefit of having strong male friendships is that it reduces the neediness and approval-seeking behavior that men often have around women. So when you're in your masculine, you will find it easier to assert yourself into the world and take care of your needs. And number 5, pursue freedom. At the core of every man, one of his primal needs is freedom, and the currency of freedom is time. The more you have time to do what you want, spend time with who you want, and go where you want, the more freedom you have. You do not need to be a multimillionaire. You just need enough to suit your own individual needs. When a man is free, he is fully living, experiencing his so-called wild and crazy adventure. When he is trapped working 60-plus hour work weeks in a job or even a relationship that he's not passionate about, his life force is being sucked out of him like a depleting battery. Eventually, that battery will be empty and have nothing left in it, aka no life. The need for freedom becomes suppressed as man often puts others' needs before his own. Granted, if you have wife and kids, you must support them. However, you don't have to give up on freedom for yourself or put it off for 30 years. There is always something, no matter how big or small, that you could be doing to drive towards a more free life. Your definition of freedom is unique to you. What do you really want in life? What prevents you from making that happen? What are 3 things you want to make happen in your life over the next 3 years? Now you might be thinking, this is some bullshit. Now, I know. Might not want to go through all of this. This seems like a lot of work, and you don't have the time or the energy to make some big changes in your life right now. Well, if you don't start now, when will you? How long will you put your life on hold and allow someone else to write the story of your life? Listen, the time is going to pass anyways. 5 years is going to come no matter what, so you can start today or not start today, but 5 years from now is going to come. Will you have grown? Will you be happier? Will you have more freedom in your life? Will you have reclaimed your personal power? Look, I come from a small suburban town with mediocre grades and went to a local state university. Nothing special on paper. There's nothing significantly different from you and me. But I took action and discovered these principles along the way and followed them accordingly. If I can do it, I know you can start taking action and moving in the direction that's going to bring you closer towards a life of purpose and growth. If you accept this challenge, you're taking the first step to living the life of your dreams. You'll be happy, more conscious, and alive. You'll have the self-confidence and belief in yourself to go after the things you want in life. Because of this, you'll earn more money, you'll have more respect amongst your peers, have better relationships, and truly be living life. When you're living at your highest potential, you'll have the ability to really make a difference in your community and the world. By you becoming your best self, you help everyone around you become better. You will be respected by others and viewed as a leader in your community. This isn't some hokey pokey thing or law of attraction type of wish-wash. Trust me, this is the real deal. You can build your confidence, find your purpose, and have a strong masculine presence in your life. I went from pretending to live a happy life, playing it safe, and doing everything that was expected of me, basically living an unfulfilled life, to creating the business of my dreams, living life on my own terms, having an abundance of women and inspiring men around me in my life. I want you to feel the opportunity that lies in front of you and really appreciate the fact that you're moving towards the life you want by listening to this. Now you might be thinking, why do I need to do this in the first place? Well, I want to talk about something. It's really important, and I think it's something that needs to be discussed, especially for men. We're missing a rite of passage amongst men today. And this is what I believe is causing a lot of challenge and internal frustration and emotional struggle for men. Well, men really lack a clear definition of when a boy becomes a man, such as the rite of passage, right? So in tribal cultures, a rite of passage is defined by three things. Number one, separation, separated from his former life, sometimes in the form of like a kidnap in the middle of the night from his mother in tribal cultures. Number two, a revelation. The old self is spiritually killed through rituals, exercises, and being physically disciplined by the elders. Number three is the return. Having passed a series of tests necessary and proving himself worthy in front of the elders, he is then reintroduced back into the community as a man within the tribe. So the key here is the boy is experiencing a ceremony that has been passed down for many generations, and it's in the presence of his elders, of older men, not boys his same age who know very little and are just as clueless as the boy himself. So we have nothing like this in society today, which leaves many of us to never really feel like we've reached a state of manhood because it is not clearly defined. Is it when you lose your virginity? Is it when you can drive, when you first get your driver's license at 16? Is it when you move out of your parents' house? Is it when you graduate college? Is it when you get your first real job, I guess, salary? Is it when you buy your first home? You see, there's really no socially universal norm for masculine achievement, yet this doesn't mean we should ignore it and hope it just turns out okay. I say we make a stand and create a rite of passage right now to reinvent yourself and experience your own personal revolution. This is actually a good thing that nothing exists in modern society today because for men, it gives you an opportunity to create one for yourself that is uniquely tailored to who you are. You can be or do anything you want in any capacity you want. So right now, take a stand and create your own standard and achieve it. Following the path of your father and grandfather is not relevant, nor is it working. It's time to blaze your own path. Quote, "Do not go where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail." Ralph Waldo Emerson. For me, my rite of passage was quitting my job and building this business. The amount of risk, pain, and growth that has come from this journey has been insurmountable. Every person has their own unique journey, and I challenge you to set one for yourself. You're already going through challenges in your life and you have goals that you want to achieve. So this is actually an incredible opportunity to view the goals you have as a rite of passage into manhood. Follow these 3 steps. Number 1, separate. Remove yourself from your current state of living or environment. Number 2, revelation. Move forward on your journey. Embrace the challenges and seek the wisdom of mentors as if they were your elders in a tribe. Number 3, return. Having persevered through the challenges, you will come back a new man. You'll come back a hero. It doesn't have to be about entrepreneurship. It could be about traveling to Brazil and doing community service work, sailing across the sea, training for years, and competing in a martial arts tournament. Your rite of passage is uniquely tailored to what you want to do, and that's what makes this a beautiful experience. Every man should endure some type of rite of passage in his life to make his transition from boyhood to manhood. Ultimately, becoming a man is something every man should strive for in his life. It's not simply enough to be the main breadwinner of the house, a provider, to be a walking paycheck anymore. It's like Tyler Durden says in Fight Club, you are not your job, you are not how much money you have in the bank, you are not the contents of your wallet, you are not your fucking khakis. I want you to take a step back and look at what's really possible here. You can transform into the man you want to become. You can find your true calling and move towards the life you want. You can overcome your fear of failure and achieve your life's mission. You can climb out of a hole and get to the top no matter where you are. You can discover yourself, find your path and purpose in life, and become a respected leader in your community. This is all possible. You see, when you're living at your highest potential, you help everyone around you. It's not selfish to focus inward and master yourself. When you are operating at your peak, you are going to be the best man to those you love, at work and in your community. You won't be a nobody. You're going to be a man who is living his truth, a man who walks the world with utter confidence, going after whatever he desires and knowing that he can do it. All right, so if this all seems really interesting to you and you really want to take this to the next level, I have an offer for you. If you go to the website knowledgeformen.com/coach, I have an offer for you to work with me one-on-one. I want you to go there, knowledgeformen.com/coach, if you're ready to take all this to the next level, to really see some real transformation and connect all the dots to make this a real reality for you. I've been working on this specific coaching program since actually the beginning of Knowledge for Men back in June 2013. So this is actually my greatest work yet. This is everything that I've learned inside this program. Everything that I have done has come down to this program, and it's truly going to shake the world for those individuals who participated in it. So no more dreaming, no more dabbing into things. It's time to make a real commitment to your future. Are you with me? So you can simply go to the website knowledgeformen.com/coach, COACH. So it's actually a limited time offer that will go away, and there's a limited number of openings available, as I can only work with a small number of people one-on-one. So if you're ready to really dive into this deeper, go to the website knowledgeformen.com/coach. I'll see you there.